so
Perfect.
try to get this one done quick. I mean, no one's really the discussion leader tonight because we've all done it twice now, right?
I think that's what she was saying or wanted to do.
Okay. So
I didn't really go ahead and look. What's the requirement for this week? Do we have to turn something in for the discussion or
for the leader?
Yeah, or is there no such thing this week, or is it just because we've done it all? Because we're all done it a couple times.
So you're only supposed to do 2 leader assignments every week, or not every week. Total.
I'll have a few.
So you're not supposed to do a leader assignment every week. I don't know if you caught that. But anyways, let's jump into it. So I don't feel like there was a lot of topic there wasn't a lot of substance. We didn't have a case study. We're just supposed to talk about these topics, whether we've seen, substance abuse, divorce, work-home balance, same-sex relations for some reasons in there, and workplace dating / relationships. If we've seen those affect our work or have been affected by those in the workplace. Does anyone have any stories about any of those?
I think sadly, I probably have a good story from each one of those. Sadly, or I don't know if that's fortunate or unfortunately. Well, I could talk towards the substance. I think I could talk to most of those, but we deal with a lot of the substance abuse quite often. Actually, at my work, we bring a lot of, I guess some people would call it day labor, but it's really kind of our own labor in our company. We don't keep them busy all the time. It's just project to project, and it's construction. I think they kind of go along with the field sometimes, but we typically usually, if we have a job that has, let's say, 15 or 20 people, especially with the numbers go up, obviously, we usually have to push a couple of guys out every job we have because they come in buzzed every time. And that's why we usually drug test at the beginning of every job, no matter what. It's just our industry, we can't, it's just construction stuff. We can't, accidents happen even with people who aren't messed up. So we can't afford to have people who are, under the influence of anything. So we usually drug test at every job. They'll random. It's part of our program. If we say we can random at any time, so we do it. And that's something they sign when they, kind of at the employee application stage for our company. So we use that program quite often. And I think we've mitigated some issues we've had in the past from that by using that substance abuse policy and program and make those guys understand it and sign that before they even start. So it happens a lot for us. It happens a lot, actually.
Well,
that's kind of some low-hanging fruit. That's kind of an easy one, actually.
I've only seen it a couple times in my work. People coming in buzzed or drunk or something. Yeah, it's an interesting experience when working with someone that's,
yeah,
been using. So
usually in our world, we can smell them coming a mile away, which is pretty sad.
Yeah.
Pretty sad, though. Trying to think what else. I've actually had not necessarily major issue, but we've had some things to manage from a same-sex. Just some issues work-wise. We had, we had a guy in our warehouse. He wasn't really a field employee, but he was the homosexual guy, and everybody knew him. We have, unfortunately, we had some guys kind of giving him crap about it and whatever. Joking around and messing around. Usually, unfortunately, a lot of the people that we employ that are actually good at their job, they're not real good at they're not very good at the PC stuff. So we've had to go out of our way to kind of keep our warehouse employees kind of away from our day labor and all that kind of stuff, just because, if you can kind of make it to where they don't cross paths as much, we don't have quite the issues. We still have to address them if they come up, no matter what. But it's not just, these guys kind of, poking fun at the homosexual fellow that we have. It goes the other way, too. He kind of had done some things, and he took some pictures and sent some pictures around to some people they had no business doing, and all of a sudden, if you do that, I'm not kidding you, it blew through about 200 people on a job site in no time, and everybody knew it.
Wow.
And it wasn't I don't know about a problem, but it was just caused kind of too much of a stir, where you're trying to keep people cohesive and, guys working together and whatever. And it was a different problem. It was a different issue. I hadn't really run across that before. We really just, again, you got to bring people in and kind of sit them down and say, hey, look, it is what it is, whatever. We're not here to dictate lifestyles and things, but it may not be the best practice to send pictures of any type around or whatever, because things get out, people slip out, people send them, they shouldn't, post them, some crazy stuff. So that happened within the last year, and that was kind of a weird one. But anyway, social media changes everything, or it has, at least to me anyway, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Definitely.
It was. I'd go into more detail to have fun, but it's really not worth it.
Yeah, I got home from a mission, and then I worked in the oil field for a while.
Oh man.
There was always people getting canned every day for coming in high and all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah. Well, when some industries are buzzing, like that, and they are making money hand over fist, and I mean, guys are making $50 and $60 an hour and things like this, and they're making, they're getting 40 hours of overtime a week and stuff. I mean, these guys are making
more money in a month than they've had their whole lifetime. It definitely causes problems.
No, without a doubt. And unfortunately, and you guys probably have heard that, maybe some have, but this is why we have, some of these super, super remote areas up in the Dakotas and things where those oil fields got crazy. They'd fly in, these big highfalutin companies out of Vegas would fly in strippers for the weekend, and these guys would blow all their money. I mean, it was crazy, the amount of money. It was, it's ridiculous. It's unfortunate, without a doubt. But
yeah, a lot of times it was sad, they'd have kids or something, and they'd say, oh, I can't lose this job. And well,
yeah. Terrible. Yeah, so bad news.
My cousin was actually what is he called? He was the safety for over everything. So he was always doing the random drug tests and stuff. So he always had some interesting stuff.
Very busy. Yeah.
Let's see what else it says. It says dating relationships too.
Oh yeah.
I once dated someone I worked with, I would recommend, if you can avoid that, never ever date someone you work with.
It's probably a good idea right there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What about, I was going to say, I have, sometimes it's even hard working with friends, people that are your buddies or whatever, or maybe you came through school together, or where maybe in somebody's eyes you have pretty equal talents or whatever, that kind of stuff or something, and you find you're at some point that relationship changes, as maybe some people get different opportunities and other jobs and whatever, and you don't or whatever, but you're a lot the same. Anyway, I've had the good fortune to work with a buddy of mine off and on for the last 20 years, and for whatever reason, we get along just fine, and we have a good working relationship and whatever. And I know lots of guys and have a real hard time working, but they're good for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, and they have a big old blowout, and then they're good for a couple of weeks or a month, and they have another blowout. Some people just can't do it.
Yeah.
That happens quite often. I don't know if you guys have had that before, but
good point. Last question here might be kind of interesting, and we've kind of glossed over everything, so this will wrap it up. But how do you guys think the workplace is going to change in the next 10 years?
I think you're going to see a lot more of the problems that we've been talking about, a lot more. Like with the opioid stuff going on, and I think you're going to have some serious issues. I don't know. I feel like managing and stuff like that has come a long ways too, so that might offset it a little bit, but I definitely think that there's going to be some interesting challenges in the future, kind of like some of the things that Walker said. There's going to be some stuff go down for sure.
Yeah, it seems like it gets to the point a lot of times now where we spend less time managing the actual work and more time managing the labor and the workforce and all the stuff that comes along with the stuff you have to have, which is people to do what you need to do, at least in our world. I think it's I always think that like what the big article was from talking about the third wave of virtual work or whatever. Like I don't understand a lot of that. I mean, I work in an office and have numerous times and whatever, but I don't really know what it's like to work in a business where you can do a lot of things from home. Like I can do some things from home with what I do, but can't really like work and everything that I do from my thing. A lot of it's face-to-face contact and whatever, and building relationships and whatever with clients and this and that. But I think somehow it's going to go more and more to that way. It's kind of like this thing was really interesting, I thought, because, and I don't know if that's way ahead of where we're going or way off topic or whatever, but this these what they call them co-working places or whatever, where people, whether they're contract employees or they work for a company, but they can either work from home or whatever the case may be, this flexible type scheduling and whatever. I started to learn a lot more about this actually about 6 or 8 months ago. I had a buddy that I grew up with in Washington, and all of a sudden he said he opened this place called, he called it Ember Fuel Co-working. And I didn't have a clue as to what that was. And I was trying to figure it out and whatever, and he finally posted some pictures, and it just looked like a freaking lounge. It's just a lounge where everybody's got like super fast internet and everybody kind of hangs out and works, that they don't have to go into an office. Mm-hmm. And I just thought that was a crazy, and I'm not talking about a busy town. I'm talking about this is like a little little podunk town, maybe like it's in Walla Walla, Washington. It's like I don't know how many people are there, but I grew up in Pendleton, not that far away from there, and that was where our stake center was. But it's just kind of a small town. It's not a big place, and it wasn't like San Francisco or Chicago or some suburb of DC. I mean, it was like in Walla Walla, and like I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I guess people can really work from those places. It's kind of a big thing out there, and I didn't really realize that it was a big thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Totally interesting.
Anything else anyone wants to add?
Not really. I guess we can talk doohickeys.
All right. Let's talk doohickeys. All right, so we need one more problem and then 3 solutions for the problem.
Yep.
Probably something along the line of workplace.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
We can probably do some drug testing in there.
Yeah.
Some kind of program or something for that.
And then probably something about the company culture and support system for the staff. So let's see here. Any ideas how to roll that into a problem?
Is there any one of those that gives you bigger subject matter than the others, or do we want to try to incorporate all 3 or whatever? You know what I mean?
I was thinking something along the lines of poor, poor company or poor workplace structure and support systems, something like that.
I think that'd work. We could basically put any solution. I mean, that's pretty broad that we could use a lot of different things underneath it.
Yeah. All right, I'm
talk about a lot of different things.
Typing it in. Let's say poor workplace structure and lack of employee support systems. That sound good to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound good.
Cool. Cool. All right. Solution 1. Guess we could put any of the solutions in.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll put establish a drug policy and
protocol.
Policy and protocol. Good way to put it. Okay. What's one of the other solutions you were talking about? How about develop support programs for employees? And you can talk about like divorce and whatever else we talked about this week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Develop support programs.
All right, one more.
You want to do something that talks about the physical workspace or anything like that? That was kind of a big deal from this week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. That might be a good idea.
Maybe one of the phrases that they used was, I don't know if this may be a good one. where they talk about reconceiving the physical workspace, which basically means just changing it up to try to get more collaboration out of people and departments and whatever, and more creativity or whatever. Of course, this is kind of like I think it's more like a manufacturing company, but whatever. Still, there's synergies there, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Something like that, anyway.
Yeah, that's what I put. Reconceive the physical workplace. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I like that right out of that article. Pretty good.
Cool. So we got 4 assignments we need to place.
I'll do the support one.
Support? Okay.
I can do whichever one. It doesn't matter to me.
You want to do?
Yeah, I don't care either. You still got me doing the conclusion, Nate? Is that the case? Intro and the conclusion?
Yeah, you got intro and conclusion. So,
Okay. All right.
Brig, I'll put you on drug policy and protocol. Is that okay?
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, and then I'll do reconceive the physical workplace. And then we'll put Andrea the problem. And then we're done.
Sounds good.
That's going to be good.
Yeah. That'll be nice.
Yeah, that'll be real good.
Cool. Anyone have any questions or?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
When is this due? The
Yeah.
end of the week or?
I think it's due next Wednesday. I want to say.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? So
Let me
when do we
check.
want to have everybody's parts done, or would like to have them done? Maybe we should throw that out there in an email or whatever.
Yeah, we should probably have them done. Let
I
me
can go
check.
through it, whenever. But
Because, yeah, Walker, you're going to be compiling and
yep, sending it in and the whole thing.
sending it in. So it's due on December 13th at midnight, or before midnight, I should say, which is next Wednesday. So we should probably have all our parts done for Walker by this weekend, I would say.
Yeah.
That sound
That'd
like a doable thing for everyone?
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Sounds good then.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. Well, you guys take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it.
Sounds good. Thanks a bunch.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Yep. We'll see you guys.
We'll see ya.